Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're gonna talk about some very powerful synergies slash trinities in Marvel Contest of Champions. I'm not claiming that these are the best synergies in the game, but they are quite powerful and you should know about them. I made a similar video like a month ago where I discussed some different synergies. I would recommend you checking them out. It had some very unique ones like Black Bolt with Hit Monkey and Medusa is so damn good, and also like you probably already know about Colossus with Emma Frost and Omega Red, and also like Gorg with Synergies can actually hit really hard. But coming to this video, we are going to start off with probably one of the most popular trinities of all time in this game, which is also known as the Holy Trinity, Blade, Ghost Rider and Starky and SpiderMan. Let's start with Starky, but all three of these characters actually benefit quite a bit from having each other in the team. So Starky and SpiderMan, he starts the fight with 3 poise charges, so his build up is a little bit easier. It's not a day or night, like none of these characters need to have the others, but it definitely benefits, especially like back in the day Legend run, like there was a time where Stark and Spider-Man with Blade was the best character for Legend runs. But moving on, we have Blade, who I think like from being the most like inarguably the most powerful character in the game, I think now he is a little bit underrated. Like I don't see that many people using him, but I personally use him all the time. He still has one of the best regenerations in the game. The DPS when he has Danger Sense is still not like ghost level, but it's pretty good. As you can see in this video, like there are a lot of bleeds, and also like a lot of like he has inflated his because multi-hit special 2, a lot of power gains, so a lot of special 2 spamming. As you can see in the entire fight, Juggernaut never gets unstoppable. The defensive ability reduction against Danger Sense matchups, especially with Ghost Rider, is just very strong. The regeneration, Suicide's compatibility, the fact that he can shrug off debuffs quicker, high prestige, even now it's alright prestige. It's just a very solid character who also makes other two characters great, because like Stark and Spider-Man, it does not have, I don't think that he has any synergy with Ghost Rider. So if you're missing Blade, you're missing the whole Trinity. So Ghost Rider, what he benefits is that he gets 100% chance to like proc his judgment, which is very like once you probably like in most situations you already get the judgment with Ghost Rider, but it's like I think it's 80% something chance to get the judgment. But when you don't, it's just sometimes like you need the power drain, you push the opponent to the SP3, you go for your SP2, you are expecting the power drain and it doesn't show up. That time like it can be very annoying to play Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, I'd say of the three, he is definitely the weakest, but at the same time, he is still a utility god, especially if you are a newer player. The only thing he lacks is damage. He has bleed, he has fury, he has still again a great, very powerful regeneration. Can't stress this enough. The regen is so good. Like he can go from 2%, from 10% to 100%, like within a fight. I don't use him in AQ anymore. But like when map 6, like I started playing map 6, he was the biggest MVP and I never timed out with him. I actually have timed out with him once, now that I think about it, against I think a yellow jacket. But even if you time out, you can regen back to full health in the next fight. And with the fury, his damage is okay, it's not bad. Do consider the other two characters a rank 5 stars, this is a rank 3, so don't just compare the numbers there. The next one is actually something like usually when you see Thing gameplay, you see him with the champion, which is still here, and then Angela, Hela and Heimdall. I do believe that is the better synergy team to go for, but then you have no free slots. Why is that better? Like a lot of people, we have talked about, like this channel, we have talked about Thing a lot in this channel, and the pros and cons of having Mr. Fantastic instead of Angela Hela. Like Heimdall, you can put Heimdall on both, it's just the safety net at the end. But Mr. Fantastic, as you can see, like the fight starts and you start regenerating. So before you actually get the fury from the champion synergy, all the regen that you get is kind of wasted, and you have to play at a lower level of health, especially if you're running suicide. That just makes it even more stressful, and not particularly stressful, because you don't really, it makes it a little bit like dicey, because if you die, and especially if you don't have Heimdall, then you will die. But Angel Hela is very reliable, more regeneration. I think the, like, you can get some extra damage if you put the Fantastic Four here, but I don't think thing really needs damage after you have the champion synergy. Like, he already is hitting so hard that I would rather take the extra health there. So that is why I prefer that team. But if you like are using him somewhere where there are only 3 slots, then this is practical to do. This is I believe variant 2, and as you can see, like, in this fight we didn't even crit, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you go for SP2, the fight will 100% be over in like variant level fights, unless you have like reduced attack or the opponent has protection or something. Like in regular fights, if we are not talking about anything that reduces damage, go for 1 SP2 and it will be over. So you can run Suicide Masteries and be comfortable at low health pools as well. So like the other 2 synergies here, they're not really doing much. Mr.Fantastic is an alright character, he's not bad. And champion is like the definition of average in the game, in my opinion. Like I would whenever I say this character is average, I am kind of comparing him to the champion. But moving on, the third synergy team that we are going to talk about is obviously probably the most used Trinity in the game right now, especially in endgame situations, because Trinities, they were kind of popular back in the day, but these days like 2 slots, like if you are using a Trinity, you just have 2 slots left. So most people, they would go for variety of stuff, but this Trinity is just so damn powerful. And I know that there are 4 characters on the screen right now, and I am using 4 characters. You can pick and choose. Ghost is obviously important, and I'd say the second best synergy is with Hood. Even though if you search for the Quantum Trinity, you search for Ghost Trinity, a lot of times you are going to see Ghost, Wasp and Antman. I personally always use Hood with Ghost. Like, if I am going to bring one synergy, if I can bring one synergy with Ghost, it will 100% of the times be Hood, because that is, in my opinion, one of the strongest synergies in the entire game. Like, you can tank special 3s, you can tank recoil damage, that is huge. And like you can see it there, you can finish fights. Actually there I did take the recoil damage, but overall you've probably seen Ghost facing recoil damage before. Even in this video, the first SP2, we were able to successfully phase it off, and like more skilled players than me can do it almost every single time. Like sometimes obviously you are going to miss it, but most of the time you take 0 recoil damage from Suicide Mastery. You have the boost from initially, like from the furies that you get from the Suicide Masteries because of shrugging off debuffs. But now moving on, like if you are using Antman, mostly just showing this because Antman is in the current poll and seems like he is going to win. But with Ghost and Wasp, his damage output is actually very decent. He has always been kind of tanky. Even like on offense, he's now tanky and he hits kind of hard. Not much. I do think he needs a buff, but I thought like Joe Fixit and Agent Venom kind of needed it more. But anyways, coming back to the final Trinity that we are going to talk about in this video is going to be Domino, Masacre, RHulk. Cool thing, like when it was originally released, Masacre was a decent character. RHulk was RHulk have been buffed for a while now. So I have a question for you guys. If you have been playing the game long enough, was RHulk buffed before or after Domino was released? But anyways, like right now, both Massacre and RHulk have been buffed. They are pretty decent. Like I have a rank 36 of RHulk. Dude is amazing. Like he's very simple. He's the definition of simple yet effective in Marvel Contest of Champions. He is a Mystic Slayer, a poor man's Torch. I use him for like Dragon Man's on the Hazard Shift mini. Hazard Shift is a node like where his unique combination of immunities, I should say, like Poison and Incinerate. The only other character that I know who is immune to both is Mephisto and Iceman. Of course, there's Ghost who can shrug off everything. But yeah, so I'd say RHulk is a great character. Domino is obviously a great character, and then Masacre is pretty solid as well. Like he doesn't still have that much utility, but the damage is very good. But that is basically going to do it for this one. You can see the incinerate damage, like even if you do not crit, even if you don't get lucky, it's still pretty decent. So that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this video. Share with your alliance. Stay safe. Have a good one. Bye bye.